As soon as Ruben Amorim figures out whom not to trust with his United players, I mean, the bet. Like, he cannot trust these players. He cannot trust. These players are not to be trusted. They will sell him out. They've done so for the past, to the past 6, 7 managers. Obviously, not all, especially this new cast now. It's more 10x team than anyone else, but it's still the same crop of players, man. In the dressing room, there's still the same players that have sold Louis van Gaal, Mourinho, some even David Moyes, more especially Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, more recently Ten Hag, man. This is why I feel sorry for Ten Hag. This is why, as much as I didn't think he was doing a stellar job at United, but these players, man, you cannot trust these players. They are just not good enough. They are not good enough. As better of a job Ten Hag was doing at United, but these players, man, they made it worse than it actually could have been. They are not. These United players are not good enough. Listen, this isn't in a way me trying to say that Ten Hag was good for United. I think United. I still maintain that United did a great job by sacking him, especially considering the signings that he made as United. They were not up to the standard, and these are the signings that Ruben Amorim has to deal with now. But these players, they will sell his soul. I'm telling you. So it's best that Ruben Amorim just finds in and amongst these players, in and amongst this crop, he needs to find a few players, very few players that he knows very well can work under him going forward, and just instill his tactic on them or instill his system on them. And the rest, man, United needs to do a clear overhaul of clear out, man. They need to sell a lot. Like this, listen, I'm an Arsenal fan, right? So I know what it's like to be at the beginning of a project. The pain, the suffering can be unbearable at times, but it has to be done because these players, there's just no improvement out of these players, man. They are not good enough. They are not good enough. They're quite a good few players that maybe Ruben Amorim can pick. Amad Diallo being one of them. But it's just a shame that United management decided to invest under the management that they knew very well there's no future under. Like they decided to trust Ten Hag to sign players for the next manager, who's Ruben Amorim right now. So I didn't understand that decision from United, which right now seems to be costing them, because Ruben Amorim has to work with these players. Like I feel like United should have trusted. They shouldn't have given Ten Hag any money to spend for the season, knowing very well that they don't trust him to be the manager taking them forward. So I feel bad for Ruben Amorim, man. I feel bad for him, because these aren't good footballers. These are like Man United does not have good players. They have okay players that can play well on their day, but you can never get consistency out of these players. They need, like, right from the top of my head right now, I can't. There's probably 3-4 players that I think should be staying at United if United are to probably like reach new heights, like 4 or 5, and the rest would be like squad players. There's probably like 3 starters, and then the rest would be squad players. So, man, he has a half tough job, but lucky for him, right? This is a free hit season for him. Like, this is a free hit season, so there is not that much pressure for him this season. If it delivers a cup, fair play to him. But I think United fans right now have kind of accepted that the season is right off. So which right now is enough time for him to experiment and get as many good players as he can, players that he can trust, and then just maybe start in Jan, sell a couple of players, then with summer transfer, sell as many players as you can, because these players are not good enough, man. I'm looking at I'm going to talk about the players that play a lot. I don't have to talk about players that don't play. I'm looking at Bruno. I'm looking at Rashford, who's on his way out. I spoke about him in the last video. I'm looking at those center forwards. Oh my goodness. Hoyland, Zexi. I'm looking at Casemiro. Should have been gone. He doesn't play much, so I don't have to talk about him. I'm looking at Garnacho right now. Looks to be out of favor, so he's also one of the players that needs to leave. I'm looking at the defender, the Luke Shaws, the Malasia, even Onana is not good enough to be a starter for United. It's just a shame, man. I feel very bad for Ruben Amorim. I feel really bad for him. I think that his has obviously he knew coming to the job that this will be a huge task. It's a big assignment. It's a big project. But man, it's gonna be a long season for him. But I hope that he doesn't trust his players. That's all I can say. I hope that he doesn't trust his players. These players are not to be trusted. They are not good enough. I don't care if they play good against Man City away or they play good against Arsenal. I get it. It's sometimes easier to play these big games. Like, you don't need to be motivated. It just happens that you perform well against those games. But these players, you can't get consistency out of these players. They need. You can. Amorim, I do not trust this player. Mason Mount shouldn't be playing for you. Like, anyways, I didn't even intend to make this video about Ruben Amorim, man. I just, as I decided to record this video, it just expanded into my mind that I'm just concerned. I'm just concerned for him, man, because he probably doesn't understand. These players are not good enough. United players are not good enough. Like, yeah. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Pep Guardiola, man. That's who I want to talk about. I don't know why I end up talking about Ruben Amorim. I want to talk about Pep Guardiola. Before I talk about him, actually, I just recently found out that Saka will be out up until March. Up until March, man. Yeah, that's damn. Yeah. Meanwhile, that's I don't even know what to say. That it doesn't get worse than that for us. Like, literally, if there's one player that we couldn't afford to get injured, it's definitely Bukayo Saka. Like, anyone else we can do with them getting injured, him, we cannot afford him getting injured. And for him to be out for this long, it's crazy. So we'll need a couple of players to step up, man. Like, a couple of players to step up now, because he's basically our main output player. Our main output player. He creates all our chances. He scores most of our big goals. He does everything. Basically carries our attack. And even our defense sometimes, because he plays like that right back so well. So yeah, I don't want to talk about that much. Liverpool, I'm sure I'll talk about Liverpool sometime soon, man. They are doing so well. I'm obviously, you guys know how I feel about Mohamed Salah. I will talk about him soon. Again, for sure. I have to talk about Mohamed Salah soon. These numbers are ridiculous right now. These numbers are ridiculous. He has 15 goals and 11 assists. I don't even know. in 15 games, basically. I think it's in 15 or 16 games. That is not normal. This is actually mad. So I'll talk about him soon. This is basically the best player in the world right now. There's no one even close. So if Liverpool go on to win the titles, hopefully he gets rewarded. I'm not even sure if I should back him now, because every player that I think should be winning the Ballon d'Or, they never win it. So we'll see. Anyways, I want to talk about Pep Guardiola, man. I think Pep Guardiola, I must have mentioned this before, but Pep Guardiola is not doing a good job at Man City right now. He is not doing a good job at Manchester City right now. It's crazy at this point. Like, at this point, it's insane. What is that saying? If you do, as insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Yeah. I think that's Pep basically. It's crazy what he's doing at Man City. I don't understand it. I mean, this is not even in the personal standpoint, right? I'm not even asking him to change players, because people might say that, no, who should we put in, who should we play, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to talk about that. I've seen him do a few tweaks. I remember when he played Nunez at left back, or he played Rico Williams at right wing, which I didn't really understand at the time. But Pep Guardiola, man, is I don't understand it. Like, you haven't won in 11 games, or you've basically won one game in 11 games. So surely your approach in games is not working. Like, that's evident enough. Your approach in games is not working. And you have been playing almost the same way throughout the 11 games. You've been getting cooked week in, week out. Every club that faces you, they destroy you. And then you go away to Villa at Villa Park. even with your strong 11, you're probably not going to win away to that ground. Or you're going to struggle to win. Even if you win, that you're going to earn it. It's one of the toughest grounds to go to. And Villa right now, they have, I mean, their player profile is insane, right? So Villa have Onana, who is a physical monster. He also is a physical monster. He has muscle. He's a dual monster. They have Bibika Kamara in midfield, who also has the same qualities as Onana, basically. Also, probably is more technical gifted than him. They have Morgan Rogers, almost similar profile in attacking, in more advanced. He can drive with the ball. He's too physical. He's technical gifted. They have Tillemans, who's a technical wizard, man, who's brilliant. They have McGinn, who has muscle, who have strength. Now, you're up against this midfield, right? And you decide to deploy Gundogan. This isn't about personnel, by the way, but I'm just going to say it. You decide to deploy Gundogan, Kovacic, Rico Williams, Bernardo Silva, and Foden. That's your midfield, basically. Foden. Apart from maybe Kovacic, none of these players can match the Villa midfield in physical battles. In duel, they're not going to win any duel. They're not going to stop any transition. They're not going to win any physical contest. And when it comes to technique and technicality, Villa fans can match Man City stride for stride. So what, I mean, I'm not even a manager, right? This is my analysis basically. I think it's probably best for any manager who can compete physically. I mean, you don't have any athleticism in that midfield to probably drop the line a bit deeper. Like, I don't understand. I was watching Man City. They try to play a high line against that midfield when you know that you can't do anything to stop them from running through your midfield. Man City have been playing like that the entire season. It's not been working. I mean, I was watching that game. Probably in the first minute, Villa could have been up by 2-0. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's time for you to change the system now. Nah, Pep still stuck to the same approach throughout the entire game. At 1-0, it was so obvious that Villa could score the second goal. It was too easy for Villa. I think Pep is not doing a good job. And that's them in the defensive standpoint, right? They are poor when it comes to defending transition, defending their own box. It's easy to open them. And then in their attack standpoint as well, they are so poor. Man City can't create chances to save their lives. Like, they don't have any creators. Grealish, right, who I thought was poor, by the way, was probably their best outlet. If I can say that, like, he was probably the one guy who looked, maybe, if he was an 8, could trouble Villa, but he was poor, so it didn't work. At right wing, they had Bernardo. Oh, my goodness. The less said, the better. In midfield, in their 10, they had Foden. Listen, I've said it before and I'll maintain to say it. Foden is not a 10. He's not good. He's not good at a 10. He should play maybe at left wing. I think at their left wing or false 9. Because he's not a good creator of the ball. He's not a good creator. He cannot create a chance for Haaland to save his life. The moment he gets the ball in positions where KDB will probably slid in Haaland, he turns and he tries to shoot. That's all he does. The moment there's an opening for Foden in that half space where usual number 10s will try and create a chance, he'll attempt to shoot it. It's Villa would just block him. He must have shot like 7-9 times in a position where he probably could have tried to slid in Haaland. And Haaland right now is probably, listen, people know that listen, I've defended Haaland, man, as much as I possibly can. I thought that he was criticized unfairly, but these performances, man, these performances from Haaland, he's just not trying. He is not trying. I understand that Man City are not playing to his strength, right? Listen, Haaland is a transitional monster. Put him in a transitional opportunity, he will eat that defender alive. But Man City right now are not playing to his strength. They don't have someone to create for him. He's not being catered to. So he's struggling, but still, man, you can do more. You watch strikers like Calvert-Lewin, right? Calvert-Lewin is playing without saves as well, but there's still contributions that he does for his club. Haaland is not contributing at all. I don't understand. It's crazy. I think if Pep would drop the line deeper, try to play in transition. Drop the line deep, defend your own box, because it's easy to create against you. Defend from your own box, defend, cut clubs from creating chances against you. Drop the line, like just play in transition. If you play in transition, you have Haaland, KDB, and Dogo, who in terms of profile, they should be feasting in transition. Dogo is good in transition. Haaland is probably one of the best in the world when it comes to transition. KDB is one of the best in the world. Obviously, KDB is right now physically declining, but it still has enough quality to hit clubs in transition. I don't get this high line passing the ball 1,000 times from Pep. It's not working. The players that you have in your disposal are not good enough to execute this plan. It's as simple as that. Like, it's simple as that. The players that you have in your disposal are not good enough to execute this plan. You are literally just going week in, week out, embarrassing yourself at this point, because you know that you're probably above criticism. You cannot be criticized. But this is a poor job by Pep Guardiola. It's poor. It's poor. I don't care what anyone tells me. It is not a good job. They have a couple of easy schedule on paper next, but I don't think Everton will be easy, because Everton also have that massive midfield. But it could be okay. They're playing maybe at home. They should be winning now a couple of games, but I will not be fooled. I know exactly what's going to happen if they don't strengthen in Jan. If they go with the same team for the rest of the season, playing the same way, then Man City fans are on for a long season, man. For a long season. Listen, listen, if you look at Man City players, right? The players that are available for Man City right now, they should be competing for the Premier League, but they are not, which is fine. A drop-off was expected anyways. But they should be doing much, much better than how they are doing right now. But Pep Guardiola is like, I don't get it. All he needs to do, right, is play to his player strength. That's all he needs to do. I remember KDB, I think it was against Liverpool or Spurs. He came on in the second half. They were losing that game, but he created like three, 4 big chances on the spin. Like, that's his quality. That's what he does. He creates chances. If you're not going to play him, then play to the strength of players available to you. You cannot play the same system that require a creator when you don't have a creator available to you. You cannot play the same system that exposes your defenders when you don't have Ruben available. When you don't have, when you have Gundogan and Rico Lewis defending transition, that system is not going to work with these players that you have in your head right now. It's Kovacic, Morgan Rogers, so Kovacic, so Kyle Walker, so Rico Williams said, this is food. He ran through them. He saw it. No one is going to match him physically. It's like that when you play against Man City, man. It's all down to Pep Guardiola. I'm sorry, but your system has been working successfully your entire life. But at this current moment, it's not working. You don't have the right personnel to play the system to its full effect. So now, just change it. Tweak it a little bit. Drop the line a bit deeper. That's my opinion, at least. Drop the line. Play to Haaland's strength. Haaland, Dogo. I think Foden should also be good when it comes to transition. He can run with the ball. Savinho looks to be proper when it comes to transition. Just play to. It's crazy, man. I just don't believe what I'm saying. I honestly don't believe what I'm saying when it comes to Man City. When you watch Man City, you watch them, you know they're not going to score. They're not going to score. The only way they can score is if maybe Foden manages to connect with the ball when he turns and shoots, and he manages to connect with it. Other than that, they're not going to score. Or maybe if that cross finally finds Guavio, then Pep, man, nah. Listen, Pep is not doing a good job. I'm sorry, but he is not doing a great job. It's all down to him. Anyways, the guys who said that, the guys who were saying that Pep without, the guys were saying that Pep wouldn't survive without a superior quality to the rest of the competition. Listen, man, they're probably smiling right now. They are probably feasting right now. I don't listen. It's their time to cash in on their checks, man. There's their time to cash in on their checks, man. Because what we're seeing right now from Pep is ridiculous. Like, what we see, Pep, the quality available to Pep right now shouldn't be giving him these bad results. So listen. Anyways, Yeah, that's been it, man. I just wanted to talk about this Pep thing. I hope that Man City fans can actually tell me what they actually think. And do they think that I'm being too harsh on Pep, or do they actually agree with what I'm saying? What is their opinion? United fans as well, man. Who do you think United should keep in these players? Who do you think United should keep in these players, man? Because I can only think of probably 2 or 3. These players aren't good enough. But yeah, man, it's been it, guys. It's festive season now. I think the next video might probably be after Christmas, or yeah, I don't know. So Merry Christmas, fans. Thank you for following this channel, man. We will keep growing. Oh, Liverpool fans, if you ever meet anyone, wherever, whenever, if you ever meet anyone and they tell you that Hazard is better than Salah, punch them in the nose. Punch them, yeah, in the nose. And say that, hey, blame it on me, because this is ridiculous. Anyways, Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you for following this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.